Good evening. RCMP are investigating after a man was assaulted with a handgun and robbed of his rental vehicle at gunpoint last Wednesday. The following day, just before midnight, our Lloydminster RCMP and GIS successfully located and arrested 2 men and 1 woman involved in the robbery. Police found a large quantity of methamphetamine, a handgun, revolver, and ammunition. 31-year-old Lance Harper of Lloydminster is facing 37 criminal charges, including robbery with a firearm, resisting arrest, and assaulting a police dog, while 22-year-old Evan O'Hagan of Edmonton has been charged with 8 counts, including assault with a weapon, and 23-year-old Sherry St. Germain of Lashburn is facing 22 counts, including weapons charges and possession of prohibited property obtained by crime. RCMP say the victim and suspects were known to each other. The investigation continues. All 3 individuals have been remanded into custody. Well, after a long, hard battle to finally get a francophone daycare in Lloydminster, the French community is suffering a big loss. The French daycare in the border city will be closing its doors on December 1st.
The process to have a license is a long process. We've worked a year and a half before we could actually have the license and open the daycare in the school, and that is just the process of the licensing.
Having the daycare benefits the francophone community because it gives the French students a head start on learning.
In the last few years is that you cannot just put them in a French school and then expect everything to happen. You need to build that feeling of commitment to the community, and then that's how those kids grow up to be completely francophone and bilingual with the culture.
Thibault says if there's ever interest in opening another francophone daycare, she will be more than happy to help out. Well, it's been closed for 4 years. More than 20,000 artifacts have been in hiding from the Richard Larson wing of the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Centre. Annika Vanatve talks to one local man who's getting to the bottom of it, wondering why all this history is getting stored away.
Nobody's been able to get in and see any of what's there, like the rental house or any of the other artifacts. So it's sort of been a very, I don't know what you'd say, frustrating time.
The building itself is structurally unsound. It does flood, which was a huge concern, and there were some environmental issues with it as well, so we had to close it to the public.
And all of the artifacts from clothing to tractors are being stored in this building.
It doesn't look like it, but there are thousands of artifacts in here.
As well, it's been years since the public has been able to wander through the outdoor part of the grounds.
There's thoughts about maybe bringing those buildings inside to a larger building so they can be open all year round.
Concerns have been brought forward to the city, but plans for the future have been at a standstill, a frustrating point for some.
The plan would be to have a completely new building in which we would house our entire collection. This year we've done some concept work on this new building, but nothing has been passed through council yet and nothing is set in stone.
If we're interested in bringing people into our community, and that there's some of them want to see that culture and find out what our city's all about, and I think it's very well worth the city's time to take a serious look. People are thinking one way, then our politicians are going to go that way.
The Richard Larson wing is slated to be demolished before the end of the year. Annika News, Newcap News.
Opening presents on Christmas morning is always a special holiday memory for many Lloydminster children, but there are many families in the area that just can't afford to make those memories happen. But thanks to a special campaign by Lloyd FM and the Salvation Army, they're making these holidays' wishes come true.
I think back to growing up, and you wake up Christmas morning and getting those things that you wanted. So that was such a special feeling that I still remember years later. It's nice to know that all the kids in Lloydminster who maybe aren't fortunate enough to have that there, that we can help them out and that they have a Merry Christmas.
For the 34th year, Lloyd FM is running the Gift of Christmas, where they're accepting new toys for both boys and girls 12 and under, including batteries if needed, and distributing them to the community in December.
So what happens is we collect all the toys before Christmas. We'll make sure that the toys are all gathered. They'll be specific to boy, girl, the age, and then they'll get wrapped and sent out to the families. So when the kids wake up on Christmas everything will be there.
You can drop off donations at Newcap offices, Let's Golf, Taco Time, Walmart, Violet Eyes Optometry, and both Fabutan locations on Highway 17.